What up, people? It's your boy Chief from Green and Evil Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time is to discuss player ratings of the Arsenal versus West Ham game. Now, pretty frustrated because this is the second time I'm doing this video. YouTube have done something to my other uploaded video and I just have to re-record it, so excuse me if I'm a bit pissed off. So it probably means I'm going to be a lot harsher with my player marks this time around, because I can't even remember what I gave people. So here we go. Let's go from the beginning. Petr Cech in goal. To be honest, I thought he made a couple of really smart saves. The theme of the game was pretty much our defence was getting split at every given second. And a couple of times he had to be sharp off his mark and really try and make up the numbers at the back. You know, that's the role of a sweeper keeper, and for better or worse, we've decided that Petr Cech should be our sweeper keeper. So this is the route that we're going. But actually, I thought he did pretty well, or reasonably well. So, to me, I think there's no reason why I give him any less than a 7. I thought he did pretty good. Which way shall we go? So, Monreal, yeah, I thought he did well. Well enough, you know, it's Monreal, isn't it? Mr. Consistent. 7 out of 10. Let's go with Mustafi. So I've got a little bet with Colin, much Arsenal, that he believes that Mustafi will be our best defender. Oh, shit. Anyway, the performance today from Mustafi showed why I do not believe for one single second he'll be our best defender. I think the guy has a lot of awareness issues when he defends. Some might say I'm being harsh, but I felt like the problem with Mustafi is more often than not he's chasing shadows, because he doesn't anticipate things and he's not big enough to or quick enough to recover these things when stuff does play out that he hasn't read. He's kind of just a bit of a nothing defender, and that's why I don't particularly rate him. But anyway, I give Mustafi 4 out of 10. I give Sokratis 5 out of 10. I don't think he was much better, purely on the ability that I feel he can read the game better than Mustafi, but that's the only reason that I'm going to give Sokratis 5 out of 10. You know, it was interesting. He came out on a week where, you know, he's not quite as slow as we initially thought when stats came out. So there's obviously a little bit of pace in there, but it's just, in my opinion, not a lot else going on. I think he could read the game pretty well, but that's about it, to be honest. The problem is we have two defenders where I really don't see a lot from them. And I think it shows by the way we were defended today. I thought we were defending like a bunch of chumps. And in all honesty, you know, if you only we could play Chambers. If you played Holding and Mavropanos in defence, would we really notice that Mustafi and Sokratis weren't playing? You guys decide. But to me, I thought it was, at best, 5 from him. Speaking of defenders who are disappointing, now we could move on to Hector Bellerin. Now, to me, don't get it twisted. If we were marking Hector Bellerin for his attacking play, he deserves a 9 out of 10. He got himself 2 assists. I thought his runs were very intelligent. I thought he made good progress on much of it. But as I always say, even when I'm discussing wingbacks, right, their CV, if you like, says defender. Before anything, it says defender. And he ain't no defender. You know, defensively he's still poor. To me, this is what I'm trying to say to people. People always say, oh, well, Emery will improve this player, that player. And in my mind, I'm sat there thinking, really? He's not a magician. So to me, purely because I thought attacking play was better than it ever has been. And we know Hector can't cross the ball. We know that he's a bit suspicious sometimes when he even attacks, but I thought his attacking play was on point. And that's the only reason I give him a 7. But it's a 7 with an asterisk in it. Purely on the basis that I can't mark someone down who got himself 2 assists, and in general I thought his attacking play was excellent today. I can't mark someone down lower than a 7 with that type of attacking instincts. But his defensive play, to me, I think is still poor. It's a 7 out of 10. Let's just get into it. Granit Xhaka. So I got into several arguments on Twitter today about Granit Xhaka and his performance against Chelsea, where people are deluded enough to think that, because our performance dropped in the second half, they equate that to, Xhaka wasn't on the pitch in the second half. It's like, motherfucker, how do you explain the first half an hour where we went 2-0 down? What are you talking about? Xhaka was on the pitch then. So, sometimes people will twist the narrative to suit their needs, and that's a typical example of that. I feel like Xhaka, I don't know what's left for this kid. People are insisting we will see the best of him when he plays next to a defensive midfielder. And I've heard people say today already that they felt that Xhaka got better because Torreira came on. No, Xhaka got better because West Ham tired. You know how much effort West Ham put into this match? They got tired, and they weren't pressing Xhaka as much. That's all. The Torreira link is just convenient. I do feel like he will play better with an actual defensive midfielder, because I do not believe that him and Guendouzi work in the middle. They are the exact same player, except I personally think Guendouzi is a better player. I'll talk about him in a second. To me, with Xhaka, purely on the basis that his performance got better in the second half, I'll give him a 5. Because until then, it was looking like a car crash. Guendouzi, to be honest, I thought this was a quiet game for him. Played the defensive midfielder role to Xhaka's whatever he does. I give Guendouzi, honestly, probably a 5 out of 10. Thought he was very quiet today. The 3 attacking midfielders. So Iwobi played and came off at half time, and I know people are going to shit all over Iwobi because of it. I actually didn't think Iwobi did much wrong. I honestly didn't. I didn't think he did much wrong. I just think it is what it is, and it was what it was, and Emre needed to bring on another striker to chase the game. He brought on Lacazette. I thought it was a positive decision. I just thought the wrong player went off. You'll see who I would have brought off instead. But to me, up until then, I think he was probably about 6 out of 10. He didn't really have too many stray passes. I can't sit here and say he did anything majorly positive, but I don't think he did anything majorly wrong either. So I'm going to say 6 out of 10. You know what? I'll say 5 out of 10. Let's be fair. I'll say 5 out of 10. Ramsey, I thought, had a poor game. I've heard people say Bellerin was the worst player on the pitch. Some people say Xhaka was the worst player on the pitch. To me, Ramsey was the worst player on the pitch. Don't give me this nonsense that, he did a little bit of skill that then subsequently led to Lacazette getting that own goal from that other player. No, you don't get a pre-assist for an own goal, people. Let's be real here. I think with Ramsey, ever since his contract dispute's been happening, he's just been distracted. But I'll tell you what, if he is after 300 bags a week and you're turning in performances like that, no. There is absolutely no possible way you deserve a new contract of that much. Having said all that, he was playing in his preferred position, and let's be real, did not succeed. I give him 3 out of 10. I thought he was poor. Another person who I thought was poor was Mkhitaryan. I'm trying, Mickey. I'm trying to give you a chance. I thought he had a good game against Chelsea. I don't think it was an amazing game the way people were making out, but I thought he had a good game against Chelsea. But this, to me, I actually didn't think he did Bellerin any favours defensively. I think just watch the goal we conceded and watch Mkhitaryan, and you'll know for that reason mainly, other than his overall defensive play and just contribution today, I'm going to give him a 2 out of 10. Worst player on the pitch. I know I just said Ramsey was the worst player on the pitch, but then I just remembered the freaking goal that we conceded and Mkhitaryan's defensive effort for that goal. It was poor. So I'm going to go 2 out of 10 for Mkhitaryan. Aubameyang at top, let's be real, didn't do much today. He had one decent effort just off target. People will say he didn't get the service because Ozil ain't there, because subsequently Ozil's fallen out with the manager or whatever. Whatever dispute that you want to say happened between Ozil and the manager. But to me, yeah, there's something not right with Aubameyang at the moment. You know, other than Boreham Wood, he hasn't played well since coming back from the summer. You know, the preseason, I didn't think it was particularly strong. He hasn't been particularly strong this summer. And that's why I picked Lacazette to outscore him. I think Lacazette is a better overall presence up front than Aubameyang is. Aubameyang is a lethal threat, but in terms of an overall presence in game, Lacazette's that guy. So to me, I'd give Aubameyang 4 out of 10. Let's be honest, poor. Then the 3 substitutes, which were the 3 subs that made the difference. So let's run through them really quickly. Lacazette, I thought, made the difference, really. I thought kind of showed that he is that number 9, and the number 9 we should be going with. And the number 9 who I'm keen for us to start in our next game after the international break. To me, I thought his impact was a good one, and for that reason I'd give him an 8 out of 10. Probably a bit high, but I'm gonna stick with it. Fuck it, 8 out of 10, because he got us back into the game pretty quickly as well. So I'm gonna go with 8 out of 10. And obviously his influence led to the own goal. Who else came on? Torreira came on for Guendouzi. Shored things up next to Xhaka a little bit. They didn't get through our defence as much as they did in the first half. They still did a little bit, but not as much. And I thought his influence was there for all to see. I'd give him a 7 out of 10. And then the other substitute is Danny Welbeck. I thought he looked bright, looked energetic, looked like he was ready to fight for the cause, and he did. He made a good impact. Got the 3rd goal that killed their hopes. Although I say killed their hopes, it was the 90th minute by that point, but still, you never know what could have happened in that 90th minute. So fair play to Danny, and I'll give him a 7 out of 10 as well. And then the manager. I think the manager's still trying to work out whose best 11 are. At some point, he'll realise Xhaka isn't in that 11, or I hope he does. Clearly, whatever dispute did or did not happen between him and Mesut has caused Mesut to have an illness, and subsequently was dropped for this game. So you can tell the manager's not having a bar of it. He's trying to be as strong as possible and manage as many egos as possible. I do feel like there were certain situations where we could have really done with Mesut's guile and invention, but then we needed people to work hard today, and let's face it, that ain't Mesut's forte. Look at me calling him Mesut like I'm Thai or some shit. Ozil's, it's not Ozil's forte. So in terms of his overall decision, his starting lineup, but then also the subs, which made the difference, I'll give him a 7 out of 10. All right, people, that's it from me. You let me know what you think. Leave it in the comments down below. This was just the player ratings. My full review will be done with Lee Gunner, who's jumping on the show tomorrow. So me and him will just kick the shit, lay back, just go through the game, and we'll talk about that more in depth tomorrow. So tomorrow at 8 p.m. British summer time. Do not forget, and make sure you catch us. All right, people, I'm out of here. Take care. Deuces.